Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Yogah Karmasu Kaushalam.
Dear viewers, I am CS Dr. Yashri Dikshit. In today's session, I am going to discuss the procedure for passing of resolutions by postal ballot, procedure for holding an extraordinary general meeting, and procedure for meeting by requisitionist, procedure for a class meetings and matters requiring sanction by ordinary resolution, special resolution. So viewers, by the end of this session, you would be able to understand: Number 1. To understand the procedure for passing of resolution by postal ballot. Number 2. To explain the procedure for holding an extraordinary general meeting. Number 3. To know about procedure for meeting by requisitionist. Number 4. To know about the procedure for a class meetings. Number 5. To explain the matters requiring sanction by ordinary resolution and special resolution. Now let's discuss procedure for passing of resolution by postal ballot. According to section 110, a company shall transact business of notified items through postal ballot. A company may transact any business through postal ballot except: Number 1. Ordinary business in an annual general meeting, and Number 2. Business in respect of which directors or auditors have a right to be heard at any meeting. A resolution passed through postal ballot shall be deemed to have been passed at the general meeting. Postal ballot is not same as voting through electronic mode. The concept of a postal ballot is a unique provision which gives shareholders the right to vote on items of a business of a corporate body without actually attending its general meetings, either personally or through their proxies representatives. Postal ballot provides an opportunity even to such shareholders to take part in the decision making process. The facility now provided to all the shareholders regardless of their location or their ability to be physically present at an appointed day and place, to approve or reject a proposal of the board, and to vote on items of business by postal or electronic mode, is a further step to encourage corporate democracy and to promote good corporate governance. One person company and other companies having up to 200 members are not required to transact any business through postal ballot provided to Rule 22 Sub Rule 16. However, a company is required to hold an annual general meeting every year, as this is a mandatory requirement under Section 96 of the Act. Now let's discuss items of business to be transacted through postal ballot. Pursuant to clause A of subsection 1 of section 110, the following items of a business shall be transacted only by means of voting through a postal ballot. Number A. Alteration of the objects clause of the memorandum, and in the case of the company in existence immediately before the commencement of the Act, alteration of the main objects of the memorandum. B. Alteration of articles of association in relation to insertion or removal of provisions which under subsection 68 of section 2 are required to be included in the article of a company in order to constitute it a private company. C. Change in a place of registered office outside the local limits of any city, town or village as specified in subsection 5 of section 12. D. Change in objects for which a company has raised money from the public throughout the prospects and still has any unutilized amount out of the money so raised under subsection 8 of section 13. E. issue of shares with the differential rights as to voting or dividend or otherwise under subclause 2 of clause A of section 43. F. Variation in the rights attached to a class of shares or debentures or other securities as specified under section 48. Next, buyback of shares by a company under subsection 1 of section 68. H. Election of a director under section 151 of the Act. I. Sale of the whole or substantial the whole of an undertaking of a company as specified under subclause A of subsection 1 of section 180. J. Giving a loans or extending guarantee or providing security in excess of the limit specified under subsection 3 of section 186, Rule 22, Sub Rule 16. Next, procedure for postal ballot. Number 1. Rule 22 of the Companies Management and Administrations Rules 2014 lays down procedural details. Number 2. Where a company is required or decides to pass any resolution by way of postal ballot, it shall send a notice to all the shareholders, read members, along with a draft resolution explaining the reason therefor. The company shall request members them to send their assent or a dissent in a writing on a postal ballot within a period of 30 days from the date of dispatch of the notice. Postal ballot means a voting by post or through electronic means, Rule 22, Sub Rule 1. Number 3. The notice shall be sent either by register post or a speed post or through electronic means like register email ID or through courier service for facilitating the communication of the assent or dissent of the shareholder to the resolution within the said period of 30 days, Rule 22, Sub Rule 2. D. An advertisement shall be published at least once in a vernacular newspaper in the principal vernacular language of the district in which the registered office of the company is situated and having a wide circulation in that district, and at least once in an English language in an English newspaper having a wide circulation in that district about having dispatched the ballot paper and specifying therein inter alia the following matters, namely, number A. A statement to the effect that the business is to be transacted by the postal ballot, which includes a voting by electronic means. Number B. The date of completion of dispatch of notices. Number C. The date of commencement of voting. Number D. The date of end of voting. Number E. The statement that any postal ballot received from the member beyond the said date will not be valid and voting, whether by post or by electronic means, shall not be allowed beyond the said date. F. A statement to the effect that members who have not received a postal ballot forms may apply to the company and obtain a duplicate thereof, and G. Contact details of the person responsible to address the grievances connected with the voting by postal ballot, including voting by electronic means under Rule 22, Sub Rule 3. Number 4. The notice of the postal ballot shall also be placed on the website of the company forthwith after the notice is sent to the members, and such notice shall remain on such website till the last date for a receipt of the postal ballots from the members under Rule 22, Sub Rule 4. Number 5. The Board of Directors shall appoint one scrutinizer who is not in employment of the company and who, in the opinion of the board, can conduct the postal ballot voting process in a fair and transparent manner under Rule 22, Sub Rule 5. Number 6. The scrutinizer shall be willing to be appointed and be available for the purpose of ascertaining the requisite majority under Rule 22, Sub Rule 6. Next, number 7. Postal ballot received back from the shareholder shall be kept in the safe custody of the scrutinizer, and after the receipt of the assent or a dissent of the shareholder in a writing on a postal ballot, no person shall deface or destroy the ballot paper or declare the identity of the shareholder under Rule 22, Sub Rule 8. Number 8. The scrutinizer shall submit his report as soon as possible after the last date of receipt of a postal ballots, but not later than 7 days thereof under Rule 22, Sub Rule 9. Number 9. The scrutinizer shall maintain a register either manually or electronically to record their assent or dissent received, mentioning the particulars of name, address, folio number or a client ID of the shareholder, number of shares held by them, nominal value of such shares, whether the shares have differential voting rights if any, details of postal ballots which are received in deface or multilated form and postal ballot form which are invalid under Rule 22 sub Rule 10. Number 10. The postal ballot and all other papers relating to postal ballot including voting by electronic means shall be under the safe custody of the scrutinizer till the chairman considers, approves and signs the minutes, and thereafter the scrutinizer shall return the ballot papers and other related papers or register to the company who shall preserve such ballot papers and other related papers or register safely under Rule 22 sub Rule 11. Next, number 11. The assent or a dissent received after 30 days from the date of issue of a notice shall be treated as if reply from the members has not been received under Rule 22 sub Rule 12. Number 12. The result shall be declared by placing it along with the scrutinizer's report on the website of the company under Rule 22 sub Rule 13. Number 13. The provision of Rule 20 regarding voting by electronic means shall apply as far as applicable mutis mutandis to this rule in respect of the voting by electronic means under Rule 22 sub Rule 15. Now we will discuss procedure for holding an extraordinary general meeting. Any general meeting held between two annual general meetings will be called an extraordinary general meeting. Business which arise between two annual general meetings and being urgent and cannot be deferred till the next annual general meeting is transacted at an extraordinary general meeting. According to section 100, the board may, whenever it deems fit, call an extraordinary general meeting of the company. However, in case of specified IFSC public and a private company, the board may, subject to the consent of all the shareholders, convey its extraordinary general meeting at any place within or outside India. The board shall, at the requisition made by A. In case of a company having a share capital, such number of members who hold on the date of the receipt of the requisition not less than 1/10 of such of the paid up share capital of the company as on the dates carries of the right of voting. B. In case of a company not having a share capital, such number of members who have on the date of receipt of the requisition not less than 1/10 of the total voting power of all the members having on the said date a right to vote, call an extraordinary general meeting of the company. The requisition in made shall set out the matters for the consideration of which the meeting is to be called and shall be signed by the requisitionist and sent to the registered office of the company. If the board does not within 21 days from the date of receipt of a valid requisition in regard to any matter proceed to call a meeting for the consideration of that matter on a day not later than 45 days from the date of receipt of such requisition, the meeting may be called and held by the requisitionists themselves within a period of 3 months from the date of the requisition. A meeting by the requisitionist shall be called and held in a same manner in which the meeting is called and held by the board. Any reasonable expenses incurred by the requisitionist in calling a meeting shall be reimbursed to the requisitionist by the company, and the sums so paid shall be deducted from any fee or other remuneration under section 197 payable to such of the directors who were in default in calling the meeting. Now we will discuss procedure for meeting by requisitionist. Procedure for calling a meeting by requisitionist is given in section 100. Read with Rule 17 of the Company's Management and Administration's Rules 2014. The board shall at the requisition made by A. In case of a company having a share capital, such number of members who hold on the date of the receipt of the requisition not less than 1/10 of the such of the paid up share capital of the company as on the dates carries the right of voting. B. In case of a company not having share capital, such number of members who have on the date of receipt of the requisition is not less than 1/10 of the total voting power of all the members having on the said date a right to vote, call an extraordinary general meeting of the company under section 100 subsection 2. Number 2. The requisition is made shall set out the matters for the consideration of which the meeting is to be called and shall be signed by the requisitionist and sent to the register office of the company under section 100 subsection 3. Number 3. If the board does not within a 21 days from the date of receipt of a valid requisition in regard to any matter proceed to call a meeting for the consideration of that matter on a day not later than 45 days from the date of receipt of such requisition, the meeting may be called and held by the requisitionists themselves within a period of 3 months from the date of the requisitionist. Section 100 subsection 4. Next, a meeting by the requisitionist shall be called and held in the same manner in which the meeting is called and held by the board. Section 100 subsection 5. Next, the members may requisitionist convening of an extraordinary general meeting in accordance with the subsection of section 100 by providing such requisition in a writing or through electronic mode at least clear 21 days prior to the proposed date of such extraordinary general meeting under Rule 17 sub Rule 1. Next, the notice shall specify the place, date, day and hour of the meeting and shall contain the business to be transacted at the meeting. Requisitionist should convey a meeting at the register office or in the same city or a town where register office is situated, and such meeting should be conveyed on any day except national holiday under Rule 17 sub Rule 2. Next, if the resolution is to be proposed as a special resolution, the notice shall be given as required by subsection 2 of section 114 Rule 17 sub Rule 3. Next, the notice shall be signed by all the requisitionists or by a requisitionist duly authorized in a writing by all other requisitionists on their behalf, or by sending an electronic request attaching therewith a scanned copy of such duly signed requisitionist under Rule 17 sub Rule 4. Next, no explanatory statement is required under section 102 need be annexed to the notice of an extraordinary general meeting conveyed by the requisitionist, and the requisitionist may disclose the reason for the resolutions which they propose to move at the meeting under Rule 17 sub Rule 5. Next, the notice of the meeting shall be given to those members whose names appear in the register of members of the company within 3 days on which the requisitionist deposit within the company a valid requisition for calling an extraordinary general meeting under Rule 17 sub Rule 6. Next, where the meeting is not conveyed, the requisitionist shall have a right to receive list of members together with their registered address and number of shares held, and the company concerned is bound to give a list of members together with their registered address made as on 21st day from the date of receipt of a valid requisition, together with the such changes, if any, before the expiry of the 45 days from the date of receipt of valid requisition. Rule 17 sub Rule 7. Next, the notice of the meeting shall be given by a speed post or a register post or through electronic mode. Any accidental omission to give notice to or the non-receipt of such notice by any member shall not invalidate the proceedings of the meeting. Rule 17 sub-regulation 8. And reasonable expenses incurred by the requisitionist in calling a meeting shall be reimbursed to the requisitionist by the company, and the sums so paid shall be deducted from any fees or other remuneration under section 197 payable to such of the directors who were in default in calling the meeting under section 100 subsection 6. Now we will discuss procedure for a class meetings. Regulation 6 of the table F of schedule 1 of the Act provides as under. Number A. If at any time the share capital is divided into different class of shares, the rights attached to any class, unless otherwise provided by the term of issue of the shares of that class, may, subject to the provision of section 48, and whether or not the company is being wound up, be varied with the consent in a writing of the holders of 3/4 of the issued shares of that class, or with the sanction of a special resolution passed at a separate meeting of the holders of the shares of that class. B. To every such separate meeting, the provision of these regulations relating to general meetings shall mutis mutandis apply, but so that the necessary quorum shall be at least 2 persons holding at least 1/3 of the issued shares of the class in a question. The article of a companies will have to be suitably modified or incorporated depending on the needs of each case on the above lines. A class meeting will have to be convened by the board of directors in the same manner as calling in other extraordinary general meeting. The board will authorize the secretary or any other competent officer to issue the notice. The other procedures provisions relating to service of notice, persons to whom the notice should be given, chairman voting proxy, minutes poll, etc. are similar to those discussed earlier in case of general meetings. Further, if the company is a listed, then it has to submit it to the stock exchange within 48 hours of the conclusion of class meeting. Details regarding the voting results in the format prescribed in a clause 35A of the listing agreement. Now, we will discuss matters requiring sanction by ordinary resolution. Number 1. To change name, apply by furnishing wrong or incorrect information, section 4, subsection 5, subsection 2. Number 2. To ratify the name of the company under section 16, subsection 1. Number 3. After the capital clause of MOA for limited company having a share capital under section 13. Number 4. The conversion of unlimited company into limited company, section 65. Next, acceptance of public deposit under section 73, subsection 2. Next, authorize a representative to participate in a general meeting, section 113, subsection 1. Next, appointment of auditor under section 39. Next, removal of directors, section 169, subsection 1. Company to have a board of directors, section 149. Appointment of directors, section 152. Appointment of managing or whole-time director, section 196, subsection 4. Reappointment of retiring director, remuneration of director under section 197. Related party transaction in certain companies or above certain threshold limit, section 188, subsection 1. Matters requiring special resolution. Number 1. Alteration of article under entrenchment under section 5, subsection 3. Number 2. Shifting of registered office outside local limits, section 12, subsection 5. Number 3. Alteration of memorandum, section 13, subsection 1. Number 4. Change in an object clause where money raised from a public through prospects and still has unutilized amount out of the money so raised, section 13, subsection 8. Number 5. Conversion of private company into public company, section 14, subsection 1. Number 6. Conversion of public company into private company, section 14, subsection 1. Number 7. Conversion of a private company into one-person company. Number 8. Variation in terms of a contract referred to in a prospectus or objects for which the prospectus was issued, section 27, subsection 1. Number 9. Issue of global depository receipt under section 41. Number 10. Variation of shareholders' rights, section 48, subsection 1. Number 11. Issue of sweat equity shares, section 54, subsection 1. Number 12. Issue of share capital under employee stock option, section 62, subsection 1, subsection B. Number 13. Issue of share capital to any person other than a members or employee, section 62, subsection 1, subsection C. Number 14. Issue of convertible debentures, section 62, subsection 1, subsection C. Number 15. Reduction of share capital under section 66, subsection 1. Number 16. Funding of a purchase of a share by a trust for the benefit of our employees, section 67, subsection 3. Number 17. Buyback of a shares other than through board resolution, section 68, subsection 2. Number 18. Issue of convertible debentures, section 71, subsection 1. Number 19. Place of keeping registers and returns other than register office, section 94, subsection 1. Number 20, removal of auditor before expiry of term, section 140 subsection 1. Number 21, appointment of more than 15 directors, section 149 subsection 1. Number 22, reappointment of retiring independent director, section 149 subsection 10. Number 23, specify a lesser number of companies in which a director may be director, section 165 subsection 2. Number 24, exercise of a restricted power by board, section 180 subsection 1. Number 25, approval of certain non-cash transaction with directors, section 192 subsection 1. Number 26, appointment of managing director or a whole-time director or a manager who has attained age of 70, section 196 subsection 2. Number 27, appointment of managing or a whole-time director or a manager on a certain terms, section 197 subsection 4. Number 28, request for investigation of affairs of the company, section 210 subsection 1. 29, removal of the name of the company from the register of companies, section 248 subsection 2. Number 13, resolution for winding up of a company by tribunal, section 271 subsection 1. So friends, let us summarize the session. We discuss number 1. Postal ballot provides an opportunity even to such shareholders to take part in the decision-making process. Number 2, any general meeting held between two annual general meetings will be called an extraordinary general meeting. Business which arise between two annual general meetings and being urgent and cannot be deferred till the next annual general meeting is transacted in an extraordinary general meeting. Number 3, a class meeting will have to be convened by the board of directors in the same manner as calling any other extraordinary general meeting. I hope this session would have made your concept of procedure for passing of resolution by postal ballot, procedure for holding an extraordinary general meeting and procedure for meeting by requisitionist, procedure for a class meeting and matters requiring sanction by ordinary resolution, special resolution very clear. I hope you have enjoyed this session. Thank you.